they take me to work and make sure I'm at the door and I could walk into my work area.
I think a good support worker deals with people. I was lucky enough to have teenage kids who would say, "Oh, you can't wear that, Dad, you look head injured." And you've got to do a lot of that, and you can do it in a way that you would for a good friend without offending them. Modelling is important, particularly in strange situations. You've got to set things up so that, and show the person what's expected, what not to do.
I think a good support worker for me is constantly assessing my needs, that they work well with me as a team. We work well together, and also in my situation I live at home with my family, so that they also work beside my family well, and they're constantly aware that they're a big part of my life. In the mornings they help me get up and get ready for the day, and obviously without that I'd be, the simple thing is I'd be stuck in bed. I have an assistance dog that helps me with, doing physical tasks and things like that, and my dog Buster doesn't talk back, so he just does the job and that's it. And I would hate for my support workers and carers to be like that, where they actually just do the job and then they wait for the next command.
A support worker also does a myriad of other things, such as if I need to go to a funeral, and it could be, close family members, it could be friends, I need the support worker with me. So they have to be involved in my emotional state, my physical being, and the ability for me to move and to get out.
The assumption is that if you've got a head injury or a psychosis, that obviously if you're angry it must be because of your head injury, because you've got a low threshold. That's not true. You're angry because you're bloody angry. Some people assume that you've got to do everything perfectly. I mean, before I had my car accident, I used to stuff up regularly. And now if I stuff up, I've virtually got to do everything super properly and get everything right. I'm not allowed to waste money or do anything like that.
I think the assumptions are those for a support worker the same as those for the general community. People like to talk loudly if you're in a wheelchair because you have an intellectual disability as well, you are deaf. Most times you're also blind. You have no ability to do anything, so often you feel as if you are a third-class citizen.
I think working in somebody's house, the safest way is to always ask. Be upfront.
Because the support worker comes into your home and they are taking up your personal space, they're going to be privileged to all the confidential structures around life of me, the person with a disability, as any one of my family members would be.
I think a support worker support me best when working in my home by being respectful of my property and the things that I have in my house, to make sure that they care for those things like they would care for those things in their home.
They don't go into our rooms, they knock on the door. If we want to, we knock on their door if they're privacy for them.
People as natural human beings want to talk about their own lives. People with a disability don't necessarily want to hear about it. They feel as if they have enough problems themselves. Relationship between the support care worker and the person with a disability has to be mutual in trust. that trust is part of the dignity and respect that we have for each other.
And I think people have got to, the workers have got to have a clear idea of what their own personal space is. Those things that they will talk to and let people in, but those areas that are no-nos.
The most powerful point about confidentiality and why must a support worker respect my privacy, it's my right, basically, and it's not my choice that my life has to be so exposed and that I actually have to share some very private and personal things with somebody else.